Welcome to the Yoga for You studio. Today I have for you just a basic flow, just an easy paced basic flow that you can grab in the morning or in the evening, whatever floats your boat, and just feel good. So go ahead and come into a seated position. You don't even need a mat necessarily for this. I have my mat here today. You can have blocks if you need to, or a pillow or books or whatever you need. Just go ahead and grab it, take a minute. And we're going to come to our mats. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Big breath out through the mouth. This time rolling the shoulders up, big breath in. And roll the shoulders down and back. One more time like that. Big breath in through the nose, roll the shoulders up and back. Now, go ahead and take a couple minutes for some mindfulness here. Take a breath in, catch a mantra, catch any intention that comes to mind. Close the eyes up. Breathing out. Just settling into maybe the beginning of your day or the end of your day and noticing what comes up for you. Maybe the beginning of the day, a sense of strength. Noticing that you can do what you need to do. That you can find peace, that you can find joy. And just setting good intentions for your day. And if you're at the end of your day, showing gratitude. Gratitude for all that you've accomplished today. And just breathing in a sense of ease. A sense of accomplishment, a sense of I can do what it is that I need to do. It may not be perfect, but that's okay. Meeting yourself where you're at. Take a few more breaths in here, sitting up tall through the spine, noticing the breath. Allowing yourself to hear the breath. A couple more inhales and exhales. Awakening yourself with your breath. Settling in, just setting good intention here. Clearing the headspace. Enjoying the moment. And finding some stillness. Bring your right hand to the side of your mat. Reach your left arm up and over. Reach and extend over. Press the hips down to the mat. Take another breath in. And then slowly reach up over any more. And open up to the chest. Reach the back. Reach that hand towards the back. And release. Other side. Left hand goes down, right hand goes up, reaching up and over. Take a breath in. Exhale as you drive the fingertips over to the opposite side of the mat. Engage with the mat with the hips. Keeping the pelvis neutral. And then inhale, reach that right hand back, open up to the chest. Take a breath in. Take your full exhalation all the way out. And release that. Let's take a twist. Left hand to right knee. Right hand comes back to the base of the spine and then lift up. Lift up through the crown of the head. Maybe turning gaze over that right shoulder. And I want you to think about twisting through the belly button. So my hips are staying nice and planted and I'm taking that breath in and exhaling through that twist right through the center of my belly button. Looking over that right shoulder. And then keeping a nice lengthened spine. And release. Let's take it to the other side. Right hand to left knee. Left hand to the base of the spine. Lift up. Grow long. Take that breath in. Maybe you look to the left side of your mat. Maybe you keep your head neutral. Or maybe you, on the out breath, find that full twist, looking back behind the left shoulder and getting a little stretch into the neck. Lengthen up, take a breath in. And full exhale out. Shake it out. All right, we're gonna go ahead and come into our child's pose. So you're gonna bring your knees underneath your hips and then shoot your hips down towards your heels. And then reach your hands forward as much as you can. Walk the fingertips out. Spread the fingers. Drop the head down in between our arms. Dropping the forehead all the way down to the mat. So you're reaching your hips to the toes. You can do any variations you like here. If you want to take one ear, the left ear, and look over to the right. Take a full inhale in and a full exhale out. And then maybe look over to the left, the right ear down. And every time you breathe in through the back shoulders. Let the breath roll down the spine. Imagine yourself just sinking the weight further into the mat. Maybe the head comes back neutral, dropping that forehead down. Or maybe you make this more active, tint onto the fingers. Look the forehead forward, the chin towards the mat. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Filling the breath into the shoulders, into the back body. On your inhale, and then as you exhale, sinking the weight of everything to the mat. All right, let's come on up to our hands and our knees. We're gonna take our basic cat-cow. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and look back and see the toes behind the knees and think about stacking all of our joints here. We're gonna drop the belly, look like crown of the head up. And then as you exhale, press away from the mat, pull the belly in, lift the spine, pull the tailbone under, drop the chin all the way to the chest. Push away from the mat, and inhale. Dropping that belly, looking up the crown of the head, arching through the spine, and then find your flow with your breath. You can take as many of these as you need. You can take it slow, you can take it fast. Maybe if it's the end of the day, you're slowing things down and taking this very slow. Maybe the beginning of the day, you're kind of finding more of a sense of awakening. Maybe you make it a little active, pressing in to the left hand and opening through the lat area, the shoulder, and then maybe extending it over to the other side, opening to the right. Maybe you take some barrel rolls, working into the hips, finding a nice fluidity for our spine. All right, downward dog. Hands are gonna come forward, just to the length of your arms here as you can reach forward and it drops down, and then tuck your toes, press your hips to the sky. Now, we can play around with our downward dog. You can make it shorter, you can make it longer, but I want you to think about lengthening through the tailbone, reaching the tailbone to the sky. I'm gonna keep a nice micro bend in my knees. You can lengthen out as you want, but try to think about keeping some activeness in this joint so that we're not just pressing it out. Keeping some engagement there. And maybe with the breath, you drop a heel, inhale, switch, exhale, other side. Just allowing yourself to be creative in your downward dog here. Finding any organic movement that feels good for you. Maybe it's just stillness. Maybe it's the end of the day and you're looking to just slow things down and you want to just drop into that downward dog, looking up at the top of the quadriceps. Reaching the tailbone, dropping the weight of the head, dangle it like a piece of fruit in between the arms. The eyes, the elbows are turning towards each other and your heels are pressing towards the mat. Maybe they don't reach, and that's okay. Meet yourself where you're at. Maybe you make it more, bring your feet a little closer, drive the weight with the hips, the heels down, and feel that into the calf. Or maybe you bend the knee and lengthen to the tailbone and feel a little bit more into the hamstrings. Playing around with it, maybe coming onto tiptoes as the breath in and breath out. All right, let's step the right foot forward. We're gonna find a low lunge. So in our low lunge, we're driving the hips down. My tailbone's coming under just a little bit, okay? And then I'm gonna keep a nice active engagement with the inner thighs hugging and coming in together. My back foot is tucked. You're welcome to untuck it. Drive the hips forward, but keep it active so that we're not just pressing into the joint. Keep an active nature into it. Take one more breath in. Maybe reach the arms up. Now, think about making this organic as well. Maybe you bring the hands back, interlace the hands, and open up to the heart space. Or maybe it's the end of the day, and you just want to drape the body over that knee. Or another option would be to take a twist. Reach this right hand down, the left hand comes up. And maybe some mobility, rolling through the arm. Let's take it to the other side. So you're just going to shift the weight back to your downward dog and step it forward. Find again, that low lunge. Pull the pelvis under, just a small little tuck. This just activates, pull the core in so that everything is kind of fired on here. Drive the weight of this hip flexor on our right side down towards the mat. And my knee is lined up with my toe. Now, it's okay if our knees go over our toes, but see if you can keep this where you need it. Like if you're feeling this so much in the knee, then don't make it quite so close. You can also make it closer if you really want to drive the weight into that. Okay, but keep some active engagement. And then once again, play around. Maybe find a bind, open out. You can also find lots of different binds here. Reach and clasp the hands back. Maybe you find that relaxation, just draping the body forward, resting the head down, keeping it active in the legs, relax the body and the upper body. Or maybe that twist. Now you can play around here too, driving the weight back. Lots of options. Or you can stay with that low lunge, reaching that right hand over to the opposite side of the mat. All right, coming back down. Find our downward dog one more time. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. We're gonna bring our right foot forward, left foot forward, finding our yogi squat. So my feet are turned about 45 degrees out, and they're tracing, my toes are tracing with my knees. And I like to show this from this angle because a lot of times people get a little confused in this pose, like they have to feel so straight up. Flexibility may not be there. And it may be that you need to grab a block sitting under the seat and then drive the elbows to those inner thighs or the knees and open out. Press the fingers together, stimulate the brain. Take a breath in, take a breath out. You can see my heels coming up on my right side. Maybe adjust. This is really good for the lower back. Open hips. It's a great thing to do first thing in the morning and the end of the day. Maybe find some modifications, reach the hands out. Find a little cat-cow in your yogi squat. Maybe find a bind. I haven't quite got my bind in my yogi squat, but you can play around with it. Taking the left hand and then grabbing the right hand. I'm going to show you a turn. So you're going to grab your right hand around, left hand comes around, find a bind. Sometimes this might feel a little awkward, not comfortable. You get to choose what you do in your yoga pose. From here, just go ahead and lift out and down, bringing the feet narrow, hip width, distance, waking up into the hamstrings. Just a little bend and reach. And then drop the right hand, bend the right knee, lengthen out through the left. Reach that left arm up, finding a ragdoll twist. Take a breath in, lengthen out. Exhale down. Other side. Bend through the left knee, right arm extends up, lengthen out. And exhale it down. Let's come down to the mat. Let's open up into a wide leg here. Reaching the heels out, and I want you to, don't just let the feet fall and flop back. I want you to pull this neutral, right? Our knees are reaching to the ceiling, our toes reaching to the ceiling, and then reach the right elbow in, let it fall wherever it meets, left arm up, getting into that side body one more time here, and into our inner thighs, inner hamstrings. Take a breath in, other side. Now, options here, you can grab for that toe, reaching, pulling, whatever feels good for your body, but doing it with grace. Never pulling to the point that we hurt our hamstrings or just push into something too much where it's not even needed. You might feel the stretch just enough right here. Coming back up, we're gonna take right foot into the inner thigh here on the left side. And then once again, reach it over. See if you can feel that a little bit more. And then we're gonna bring the right hand back behind the back body. Left hand goes up, open up to the hips. Wake up, inhale, and exhale, other side. Switching it out. One time over, inhale. And exhale, left hand goes back behind. And then inhale as you shoot those hips up and forward, engaging into the hips and the glutes. And exhale down. And last but not least, I'm going to take a forward fold. So I'm just bringing the feet to the top of the mat. Now, pull the flesh of the hips back. Likes to get stuck underneath there sometimes. And then I want you to pull the core in. Think about driving the core to the top of our thigh here. Okay, so this is where we really want to meet. My feet are flexed. This might be enough right here. Optional to go further. Bringing the hands to the toes, dropping all the way down, or option to bend into the knees, maybe grab the toes. Drop the chin to the chest, let the head just fall. We're gonna meet here, we're gonna end here. I'm gonna give you a couple more options. If it feels really, really tight, you can put a block under the knees for some support, or you might even give yourself a little bit more space here, or take up some space here with this block and just sit into it. Take a breath in, drop the chin once again to the chest. Allow yourself to feel this line of energy, this line of stretch, all the way down from the head, wrapping around the back of the neck, the lower back, the hips, the back of the knee, the calf, to the feet and the toes. And then breathing back up the opposite direction, rolling the breath through the body. Allow yourself to just hang out here for a few moments. Take one more breath in, or stay here as long as you'd like. Namaste.